everybody, welcome back, race fans. Tonight we head to Indianapolis, one of the most famous tracks, not just in NASCAR but on iRacing itself. Who will kiss the bricks tonight? This is the RBA Custom Rigs Xfinity Series for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com, round number 8, presented by MaxspeedTV. Kevin Bullock out there, Brennan Kennedy in chat. How you guys doing here tonight? Of course, myself, Joshua Medlock, up here in the booth. Ryan, unable to make it again tonight. Does not have internet at the present time from moving, apparently. So, hopefully Ryan will be able to get that internet hooked up before next week, and maybe we'll see him back here in the booth with us then. But that's going to be... I think tonight's going to be one of those races where we're going to see probably these guys make some green flag pit stops. Could go green all the way, and if, of course, that happens, these guys will probably get separated. We'll just have to wait and see how close really they can stay together. But this 2.5 mile rectangle track, it is huge, long front and back stretch. You got the short chutes between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I think the short chutes is probably where you're going to see some guys trying to make their move and make some passing. Let's go ahead and get down here to the pre-race analytics here tonight. Now, we are in a new lobby. The last lobby kind of got messed up, but we are in a new lobby here, and track temp, well, it is way up there from the last lobby we were in. We do got a wind out there at about 11 miles an hour. Air temp of 80. That track temp is 113. The last lobby we was in was only 102. So it's a little warmer out there on that track than what it was. It's probably going to be a lot slicker now than it was in the other lobby. Well, we're going to be doing 100 laps here tonight, 250 miles. Get a total of 5 sets here tonight for 100 laps. Fuel probably somewhere 27 to 35 laps. Now, pit road speed 60 miles an hour, a pace speed of 75 miles an hour here tonight. Now let's get down here to the point standings coming into this afternoon. GT Hawkins up at the top spot at 318. Brian Goodell in second, 263. He is 55 points behind GT. Now Garrett D. Grant in third, 260. 3 behind Ryan, 58 behind the leader. David Weishart in fourth, 258. 2 behind Garrett, 60 behind the leader. Rounding out the top 5 here, up a spot from last week, is James Whitford, 251. 7 behind David, 67 behind GT. Bryce Sinisak also up a spot into 6th, 246. He is 5 points behind James, 72 behind GT. Michael Thwaites going to be down 2 in 7th, 244. 2 behind Bryce, 74 behind GT. Paul Henley's going to stay where he's at in 8th at 230, 14 behind Michael and 88 behind Hawkins. Aaron Bruce up a spot into 9th at 216, 14 behind Paul, 102 behind Hawkins. Mike Rominger is going to round out the top 10 in points, coming into tonight up 3 positions at 204. He is 12 behind Darren and 114 behind Hawkins. David Elliott going to stay where he is at in 11th at 203, 1 point behind Mike, 115 behind GT. Alex Fox right there at the bubble in 12th at an even 200. He is 3 points behind David and 118 behind GT. Kyle C going to be down 4 on the outside looking in 13th, 196, 4 behind Mr. Fox and 122 behind Hawkins. Ryan Wasserman going to stay where he's at in 14th at 183, 13 points behind Kyle and 135 behind Hawkins. Jim Duda up 2 into 15th now, 182, 1 behind Wasserman and 136 behind Hawkins. Jacob Manning up 2 as well into 16th, 177, 5 points behind Duda and 141 behind Hawkins.
Timothy Zayas going to be down 2 spots into 17th, 154, 23 behind Manning at 164 behind the leader. Zach Willard down 2 into 18th, 152, 2 behind Timothy, 166 behind the leader. Chase N. Johnson cracking the top 20 into 19th, up 3, 147, 5 points behind Willard and 171 behind GT. Drew Ballesteros going to round out the top 20, down a spot at 135. He is 12 points behind Chase and 183 behind our leader, GT Hawkins. Of course, we are going to be coming down to only 2 races left in the regular season after tonight. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, but we've got racing to do at Indianapolis, folks, so glad to see y'all out there. But we are going to go ahead and step away, play the national anthem provided by Madison Rising. Don't go anywhere, folks. Qualifying will be underway when we come back.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran last, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, Satan's that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the praise, and the home of the brave.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Max Speed TV.
Alrighty, folks, qualifying is underway here tonight. And it takes them a minute to get around the track under their first lap, but we already got time starting to roll in here tonight. And right now, we've got GT Hawkins up at the top spot with a 53.474. Drew Ballesteros in second at a 53.527. Wow, what a lap by a GT Hawkins there. Guess we'll see if anybody is going to be able to beat that time. We do have some drivers out there still that have yet to put in a time. That's going to be, now let me get down to them here, folks, really quickly. That is going to be Mike Rominger, David Weishart, Garrett D. Grant, Curtis Vollmer, Darren Bruce, Ryan Goodell, and Jim Duda that have yet to complete their first lap here this evening. We got a lot of drivers, though, that are qualifying. Now, we do got a standby driver who cannot qualify. That is going to be the 108 of Justin Rideout coming in as a standby driver here this evening. Well, there goes Mike Rominger in the third. Looks like we've got about 20 drivers. Let's get down here to the team points coming in to tonight's Xfinity Series. Samson Motorsports in the top spot at 760. Prime Time in second at 729. GT Motorsports in third at 726. Jacob Bell Racing in fourth at 623. And JW Racing in fifth at 571. The overall team points, GT Motorsports up at the top spot, 2946. Prime Time in second at 2818. Samson Motorsports in third at 2801. Jacob Bell Racing in fourth at 2466. And JW Racing in fifth at 2443. Don't see anything in the penalty chart I do need to go over, so it looks like we are A-okay there. Got 9 watching and 3 likes, and it looks like David Weishart is going to be up in the top spot, stealing it away from GT Hawkins with a 53.344. What a lap by David Weishart, a 53.344. Wow. All right, well, as they are going to be coming down here, I do not understand why this keeps doing that. Have to get it off of there and get back down here, but my timing screen kicking everybody out. All right, well, they are in the drivers meeting here. Let's see here if we can get our pole sitter up here. That's going to be David Weishart. Let me make sure nobody beat him off. All right, so it is David. Let's go ahead and get David up here real quick. David Weishart, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you are going to grab the pole with a very, very quick lap time of 53.344. The only driver in qualifying in the 3 range. So, man, what a lap. I don't believe you did it on your first lap, though, did you?
Oh, yeah. That was on my first lap.
That was your first lap?
Yeah.
Wow. So it didn't take you the full 2 laps then?
No, my second lap was 2/10 slower.
Wow. Well, what a lap on your first lap, David. Well, you're going to be starting at a pretty good spot here at Atlanta. Clean air, bud. I think going to be the big key here tonight. Of course, a little bit of draft when you guys are in a pack. I think more than likely, though, it goes green. You guys are going to get spread out.
Yeah, this setup, it's really loose. on fresh tires, and then as the run goes, you just lose front grip. So by the end of the run, you're in a four-wheel slide all over the place. And something to watch out for is I don't know if it's the way they got these cars geared or if they're running too much tape or what, but these engines run hot even in clean air. So if people are back in the pack, they need to watch their temps, or they'll blow a motor if they're not careful.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question when you said something about that. Now, so at the start of the race here, they're going to warm up quickly. You guys are going to be neck and neck, nose to tail. I mean, how do you keep that thing from blowing up early?
Just get yourself spaced out. Try to duck out down the straightaways and get clean air. And I mean, that's pretty much all you can do. I mean, you can't really slow down to give up time, but you're just gonna have to get clean air somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. Either pull out a little bit to get some air in that radiator, or or back off a little bit for sure. How do you think tires are gonna hold up here?
I'm really more worried about the right rear than I am anything else. That seems to be the tire that wears a little bit more here, just based on how the setup is. So taking care of that right rear is going to be important.
All right. Well, one more thing. The last lobby we was in had a track temp of 102, 103. Got a track temp here at 113 is what I was just looking at during the pre-race analytics, bud. It's hot out there.
It is very, very hot out there. It's funny enough, when we got into the session, I told my teammates down there, I said, this setup's got way more grip. And I didn't look at what the track temp was in the other session. So I didn't know what it was. I had assumed it had cooled off I thought it was like 120 or something in the other session, just because based on how much more grip this session had, at least on your first lap. So that's interesting to know that it's hotter, and I felt like it has more grip. So I like this track a lot. And this track suits my driving style, so I'm hoping to come out of here with a good one.
All righty, buddy. Well, good luck out there, David, grabbing the pole again this season, man. So, again, congratulations on that. Bonus point coming your way as well. So, well, we got 100 laps, bud, so good luck.
All right, thanks, man.
Yep. All right, let's get him down there. Well, James Bickford out there in chat. Now, that was David Weishart, our pole sitter. How about we go back here? And let's see here if we can go with the 44. Let's see where the 44 is going to be. Looks like he is going to be 12th here, starting out. Let's see here if we can get Ryan up here. Ryan, got a copy? Ryan Goodell, bud, do you have a copy? All right, doesn't look like Ryan has a copy here tonight, so let's go ahead and interview. See, he was 12th, 44. Well, we go ahead and interview 11th. That's going to be the number 42 of David Elliott. Let's get David up here. Qualifying in 11th here tonight. David Elliott, got a copy?
Oh, yep, hey.
Hey, bud. Well, it looks like you're going to be qualifying 11th here tonight, so got a bonus point headed your way, but you got to be careful. Got to keep it, because, you know, you can get those all elusive penalty points as well. They're there. Just got to dodge them, bud. But Indianapolis, looks like it's hot out there. How do you like this track? You comfortable with it? And do you have anything for GT, David, and the rest of the guys out here tonight, bud?
I don't know, man. We'll see. It's definitely hot and slick and loose the way I like it. So we'll just gonna have to try to stay clean and out of trouble and hopefully get up there. We'll see.
Think the tires are gonna hold up? Well, what's your concern about the tires?
Not really any concern about the tire. Just just make it last till the end of the run, and everything felt pretty good, kind of the way I like it. I think we'll be all right.
All right. You think we're gonna go green all the way?
I don't know, man. It's very, very loose tonight. I don't know. Well, I foresee a few cautions tonight.
I guess we'll wait and see. We got 100 laps here tonight, David. So awesome job in 11th, man. Starting out here tonight, kind of in the pack of cars, but I think it'll work itself out throughout the race. So David, good luck out there, bud. We'll see what happens.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Yep. All right. Well, that is David Elliott. How about we go ahead and bring up that 91? I know he's in here somewhere. There he is, Mr. Blair. He is going to be starting, looks like 16th. Blair Patterson, bud, got a copy.
Yeah, buddy, what's going on?
Hey, man, long time, man. I only get to see it once a week now.
Yeah, it's like down to once a week-ish.
All righty, buddy. Well, it looks like you're going to be qualifying, I believe, 16th here tonight. You're going to be starting more toward the back, but still in some traffic. How do you like Indy, man? Do you think you have enough to kiss some bricks here tonight?
I love Indy. I absolutely love Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's like one of my all-time favorite tracks. I was really hoping we were running the road course today, and then I found out we're running the big track, so I was a little disappointed on that. But the Xfinity car is really, really, really hard to drive here for me. Like I haven't figured it out yet. But good news is I got 100 laps to figure it out.
Exactly. 100 laps. It's quite a long race, to be honest, here at Indy. But I mean, it takes what 53, 54 seconds to get around the track. So y'all's going to be doing a lap a minute. So if it stays green, you guys are going to whop this race out pretty quickly. However, we could have a few cautions here, and that's always in the realm of possibilities. What do you see out here is going to be the biggest issue for you and maybe some of the other drivers? Tire wear, loose, what?
You hit on two of the big ones, tire wear and loose. So firing off this car is just a little bit on the loose side, a little free off of the corner. I didn't get a chance to make a very long run in practice, but I imagine as tire wear falls off at Indy, it's going to get really, really, really tight, and it's going to really slow down lap time. So you're going to have to back up your corner a ton as a driver, really focus on your entry and then get the best drive off that you can with that tire wear. I think if you're going to see cautions and accidents, I think you're going to see them early on fresh tires, not late in the run on tight.
All right, so you're going to see the runs early and not late.
That's what I'm expecting, but you never know.
It could change.
It could change.
It could definitely change. All right.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen within the first 20 laps. We last night, had an early caution. So, could we have one tonight? We could, because you guys are going to be stacked up going into the first short shoot between 1 and 2. That is very treacherous when you guys are together like that and already gaining speed.
Yeah, that's the scariest part of the whole gig right there is, because you're going to have good speed going into one. On the initial start, we're going to have good speed. Probably won't need to use any brakes. Probably won't need to lift. And it should cut through one. I'll find out here in just a little bit and let you know for sure. But then going through that short shoot, the guys on the bottom side are going to have a little wheel in it, and they're going to tend to get a little loose. The guys on the top side, they're going to have a little wheel in it. They're going to get a little loose. Guys on the top side, that right rear might step out just a little too far, hit the wall. The guys on the bottom might overcorrect a little bit, come up, collect somebody on the top. You don't know. If I'm just telling you, get on the edge of your seat for this first lap, turn 1 in the short shoot between 1 and 2, because that's where it's going to get real exciting. You're going to see a lot of drivers wheeling it through there.
Oh, yeah, definitely, Blair. Well, good luck out here tonight, bud. 100 laps to figure everything out. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Hey, everybody hit that like button for Josh over there in the YouTube world.
Yeah, and I believe Blair is also streaming as well.
Oh, I'm live.
Oh, yeah, I know you're live, so make sure you, of course, tune in to Blair as well. But tune in over here, too. We'd love to see you. So, Blair, good luck out there tonight, bud.
Thank you, buddy.
Yep. All right, my old buddy Blair Patterson. Well, we're coming down to less than 4 minutes to go here. Now, Justin Rideout, of course, did not qualify. He can't, so he is going to have to start in the back of the field. Now, I am going to go ahead and do one thing here, if I can. I'm gonna have to, it looks like, reset ATVO. I do apologize, having some issues with it. The screen's probably going to go black for a minute. Do apologize for that, but we'll get it back up here for everybody. And I think it's going to be a good race. If you're out there tuning in, watching, stay tuned, folks. We got 12 watching, 4 likes out there already. Of course, our pole sitter is going to be that man right there, David Weishart. All right, just re-entering my stuff here, folks. I am still here. I'm not going anywhere. Coming down to 2 minutes and 19 seconds here. Go ahead and give our shout-outs where they're due. Our admins tonight for the Xfinity Series, Scott Rambler, Jake Bustos. Big shout-out to them, too, for adminning the Xfinity Series this season. They do an awesome job. A big shout out to Rick Bell over at RB Custom Rigs. You in the market for a computer? You in the market for an upgrade? You want a whole brand new system built just from scratch? Hit him up or over on Facebook at facebook.com/RB Custom Rigs. Send him a message. Tell him I sent you over there. He knows his stuff. So big shout out to Rick Bell for coming on board again and sponsoring the Xfinity Series this season. Big shout out to Rick Donathan out there putting on an awesome league over here at Extreme. He's a hard-working man from Extreme to real life. So big shout out to Rick, and of course all the fans out there that tunes in each and every week. We do appreciate it. James Bickford, Kevin Bullock, Brendan's out there. Whoever else is out there watching here tonight. I know you're probably not talking, but still, nevertheless, glad to have you. Of course, always smash that like button. We would love to see it. Hit that like button, folks. Not only myself and Max Speed TV, but all the drivers would love to see those likes. So we do appreciate that as well. And we're going to be coming down to, of course, the final 35 seconds here in the warm-up. And, of course, we will get them on the grid here tonight. So waiting just for the final countdown here. So if you're out there in chat, you're supposed to be out here racing, Mr. Bickford. I would get prepared, bud, because we're about ready to get going here tonight at Indianapolis. Coming down to the final 5 seconds. So get that qual time off of there. We'll go ahead. Wait. For the countdown here. All right, here we go. Max Speed TV starting grid here tonight. Oh, pressing buttons too quickly. David Weishart grabbing the pole with a 53.344. Congratulations to David on pole. GT Hawkins going to be starting on the outside of him in second. Yuri Ballesteros third. Mike Robbinger fourth. Jacob Manning in fifth. Garrett D. Grant in sixth. Darren Bruce in seventh. Bryce Sitasak in eighth. Michael Thwaites in ninth. Alan Fox going to round out the top 10 for qualifying. David Elliott in 11th. Ryan Goodell, he is going to be the last driver to pick up a bonus point for qualifying. He's got starting 12th. Just missing it. Outside looking in. Jim Duda. Timothy Zayas in 14th. Brian Wasserman in 15th. Blair Daddy Patterson in 16th. Curtis Vollmer 17th. James Bickford in 18th. Paul Henley in 19th, and Justin Rideout is going to round out our field. 20-car field here tonight at Indy. All right, Reed Wilson out there. Looks like crew chiefing for the 25 of Bickford. We've got a crew chief out there chatting it up. Glad to see you, Reed. Donna K out there, always rooting on GT. Don't have to go far to find fans of not only a GT Motorsports, but GT Hawkins himself. Of course, that dude has been on a tear this season as well. Of course, the RB Custom Rigs Xfinity Series defending champion here. And, you know, you take a look at some of the stats here for GT real quickly. He has won 4 races in the season. He's already got 1 back-to-back wins. And tonight, of course, he is looking for another one. On it at Kentucky last week, and he is looking to grab it here tonight in Indy for another back-to-back victory. He does have 3 poles on the season as well, and I thought David Weishart had a pole this season. That was, yeah, he does. Yes, he does. Right there, May 5th, 2021 at the Glen. Yeah. He is looking for his 2nd win as well. Well, we are out of turn number 4 here tonight. Pull those belts tight one more time. Pace car dives off to the safety of pit road. It's in David's hands. He's on the loud pedal, and the green flag is out. Buggity, buggity, buggity. Racing here at the Brickyard. And we're going to watch turn 1 here as we are seeing single file down into turn 2 through the first short chute here tonight. Now onto the backstretch. Right now they're still picking up speed. They are not even at full speed, I don't believe. Yeah, they're getting up there about 180, 185, 186. So yeah, they were up to speed already. David leading the pack, and this is yeah, it's a little bit smaller field for sure, Road Dog, but don't let the small field fool you. That is the thing. I have seen small field races, and they can be very, very exciting, as we're seeing the 09 of Bryce Sidisak making the pass on. That is going to be the 24 of Garrett D. Grant. So Grant's going to fall back a spot into 7th as Bryce goes up to 6th. And you can see still single file. David still leading. Going back here to James Bickford in that 25, speaking of which. He is down to the inside. That is going to be that 48 of Curtis Balmer. Now, I don't know if I have Curtis's correct paint or not. I believe I do. I hope I do, anyway. I do see the Northern Capital on the side, so like I see all the contingencies as well, so they're good to go. I think that's it. I hope. Well, Price still doing his thing. Now, Jacob Manning right there hanging on to the pin. Right where he started. He does have the 09 though coming. That is Mr. Sidisak himself. David starting to get a little bit of a gap. Now what you're not seeing right now is these guys snaking it on the back stretch and the front stretch. They're not snaking it as of yet. That's when they go low and then go back high. Now could we see it this time by? Well, we might. What they're trying to do is break the draft off of one another. We're seeing a battle back here. That's Jacob Manning on the outside of that 09 of Bryce Sidisak. Side by side onto the front stretch here. They are still side by side. Here comes the 24 of Garrett E. Grant trying to make a move now as well. Back to the inside of 1. Not going to be able to do it through the short chute down into turn number 2, out of turn 2. Whoa, number 1 of Manning looks like he got a little loose there. And they're drafting. Boy, look at Garrett D. Grant all over the back of the 1 and the 09. Boy, he is putting that bumper right up to him. Alan Fox up a couple of positions early into 8th, right behind Garrett Grant. Darren Bruce back in 9th. See these guys, they are still right here together. They ain't breaking away from one another. And the 1 of Jacob Manning still fighting the 09 of Bryce Sinisak. Here inside the penalty chart. Curtis Balmer is actually subbing here tonight for Chris Seidenfaden in 48. Chris Seidenfaden is actually the 88, but Curtis is in the 48, so he is subbing for him. So that is why we see Curtis out here and not Seidenfaden. Still seeing the side-by-side. We got more side-by-side going behind them. Alan Fox, 73. 27 of Darren Bruce. I ain't really worried about the leaders at the present time. Looking at it, E.T. They're in second at about 1.1 second back. Back here to Jim Duda in the 53. He is going to lose a position to James Bickford. James 19th to 14th in 7 laps. Working his way up one position at a time. Man, these drivers up here. Whoa! We're going all over the place here, folks. We got some not quite 3 wide, but boy, it got a little dicey back here in the back. Let's go back here on the MaxspeedTV replay and take a look at this little fiasco back here. I believe, not sure exactly who was involved in that little mess back here, but we'll go ahead and take a look. Oh, we are still green. You gotta watch what happened coming out of turn 2 here. Oh, right there, that's what happened. Somebody got into the wall. Might have been David Elliott. No, that would have been the 23? 73. Now, one of them got into the wall. Well, let's get back up live here, folks. Took a look at that. Still seeing the battle. Bryce Sinisak now going to fall back behind Garrett D. Grant. Grant back up to 5th. Well, Garrett D. Grant 3 seconds behind Mike Rominger. Might not look like a whole lot, but here at Indy, you know, that's quite a bit. Now he's trying to get around the 2 of Timothy Zayas. Timothy, of course, into the wall. Yeah, it's a small field, Road Dog, but you got the action like we're seeing right here. Nope, a couple of drivers duking it out. Now, you can forget about the small field. Now, of course, what we're going to be concerned with is pit stops. We see Zayas, Ryan Wasserman. Looks like Oh, looks like Zayas is loose, and he is very loose. Up into the wall. He is going to fall all the way back to 19th now. After getting some damage again, scraping the wall. Like right out, starting dead last in 20th. He is up to 17th. Blair is all the way back in 20th right now. Not sure exactly what happened to Blair. I believe he might have some right front damage. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah, it looks like he got into the wall as well. Now, let's see here. Now, not really a whole lot going on right now. Still pretty much close together. Lap 11. I'm looking at pit stops at about 27 to 35 laps. Could even be sooner than that. .75% fuel load. That's roughly 14 gallons, I believe. 2.5 mile track. Just going off, if you're burning, say, gallons up a lap, you're looking at about 27. I don't know exactly how many gallons are burning up a lap. Just going off of an even 2. How about we go cockpit here with a driver? How about we pick on... Well, let's pick on James here tonight, since he's already making moves up toward the front, starting in 18th. He is going to be coming upon that 42 of David Elliott. Going to try to have to get around David Michael, Bryce Allen. They are all pretty much right there together. 170-something miles an hour down into 1. We'll ride along here with Bigford for a little bit. Getting into those rumble strips. I don't know if you want to do that, but he did. Making it work out for him, and look at the red line. Oh, red lining it behind the 42. On the draft here, coming across the stripe. This is lap 14. All right, I'll have to ride along with James Bickford here. Get up here to Jacob Manning, the 1. Right ahead of him, Darren Bruce, Alan Fox behind him. Bryce Sidisak, Michael Thwaites, these drivers still pretty much neck and neck. Mike Rominger coming up on Drew Ballesteros. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that would be for third if Mike can catch up to him. GT 2.2 seconds behind David Weissart, who has led the first. Well, this will be the 14th lap here. Oh, 5 total sets of tires, and you do the math, that's every lap 20 or so. Want to do it at lap 25. believe you can make it on fuel. You'll at least have a set left for a late race caution if it was to come down to one. This is one of those tracks that you gotta have to watch. And right now we're seeing some battling going on back here. Jim Duda, like right out. Palmer. Back here at about 16th, 17th, and 18th. Well, Mike has cut it down to 4/10 behind Drew. Let's go with Mike Rominger here for a minute or two. He is trying to make his move up to Drew for third. Look at that tack. Man, oh man. $15 watching, 5 likes. Can we get 10 likes here tonight? Love to hit 15. Since these guys are spread out a little bit, trying to do something a little bit different instead of the same camera angle. I know people get tired of the same camera angle, so well, we're seeing Bryce here. He is coming up real quickly on the 12. Looks like some issues right up ahead of him. But here goes Mike. Mike has caught the back bumper of Drew Ballesteros. We'll see here if Mike is going to make the pass. He is going to do it on the outside. Looks like Drew just let him go around. He didn't fight him. Mike Rominger, prime time. That would be right there in that 9. Drew Ballesteros, JW Racing. Maybe Drew seeing Mike a little bit quicker, letting him by since it's early. Don't know. Don't know what they're thinking. I do know these guys back here that were still in a group, and they're not giving each other very much room. Anywhere between a 1/10 of a second to at about 4/10 of a second. So they are pretty much right here together. This is where the action is going on. I think the tires are starting to give a little bit of a wear and tear out there. So they are starting to kind of slow down a little bit as we see the 25 of Bickford go to the inside of Darren James. Up to 8 from 18th. Wow. Oh, whatever that spotter's doing, Mr. Reed Wilson, he's doing something right. James working his way up 8. He's working his way up 8. In positions in 19 laps. Not bad. Ooh! He almost got into the wall there. Looks like we're seeing Alan Fox, 73, fall back to Jacob Manning as Jacob goes around. It looked like for a second Brian Wasserman was going to make a move on Ryan Goodell. Seeing anything going on. David Weishart, 3.1 seconds ahead of GT Hawkins. Samson Motorsports, GT Motorsports, prime time, 1, 2, 3. Watching the one of Jacob Manning. Ooh, that's 73 of Fox. That back end got a little squirrely on him. Lap 20 in probably the next 5 to 7 laps. We're going to start seeing these drivers come down pit road. I would think. After that, we're going to see a lot of separation. Oh, Brian Wasserman getting passed up by Paul Henley. Haven't mentioned Paul much here tonight, if any at all. But he is up from 19th. There in 14th, cracking the top 15 as he was running there in 15th, but getting around Brian Wasserman there, put him up there in that 14th. He is not going to be gunning for Ryan Goodell here. But we'll watch Paul, see what Paul does. It looks like he's getting a little loose as well. Boy, it's got to be slick out there. Let's track that, and let's check that track temp here real quick. And it looks like 103, so it has cooled off from 113 when we started. So it is down to 103, a little cooler, still pretty warm, but a little cooler. Air temp of 79. For everybody just tuning in, that is the pre-race analytics here, as we are going to be seeing Drew Listeros right there with Garrett D. Grant, like Drew was trying to get around him, but Garrett is going to hold on to 4th right now. Samson Motorsports 1 and 4th. Got David in 1st and Garrett in 4th here. Last night, of course, GTM. Boy, if you missed that race last night, of course, after tonight, folks, go back and watch that race too. And awesome racing last night. GTM took not only the top 3, but they took the top 5 and stole it away from everybody else. What an awesome job by GTM last night in the Northern Capital Truck Series. That was an amazing finish. All right, lap 23. Anywhere between 2 to 4 laps. To watch the 73 of Alan Fox. Looks like we've got a driver going wide. That's going to be David Elliott. Like he is trying to get around Bryce Senesac, and he is going to do it. Still some separation, getting a lot of separation now. GT has closed the gap to about 2.5 seconds. Mike Rominger at about 2 seconds behind GT. David still up front. Garrett D. Grant under a second behind Mike. And Drew Ballesteros at about 1.3. Well, we got Jacob Manning. I don't know if that was 3 wide or very close to it. The 73 of Alan Fox was in the mix there. I know you can definitely go 3 wide here at Indy, especially on the front and back stretch. So, we got pit stops. We got David down, Garrett D. Grant down. Here comes Jacob Manning, if I can get to him. Ryan Goodell and Curtis Vollmer down pit road. It looks like we've got all the Samson guys down pit road. David, Garrett, Curtis. Looks like Blair going to be coming down pit road this time. Lap 25, I would say it was going to be between 25 and 27. I put down 27 just to be safe. I didn't know the exact number. But GT has led a lap, and he's going to lead his 2nd lap as we got more drivers down. We're coming down. Mike Rominger, Drew Ballesteros, James Bickford, Alan Fox, Darren Bruce, Michael Thwaites, David Elliott, Bryce Sedisak, Paul Henley, Brian Wasserman, Justin Rideout, Jim Duda, all coming down pit road, 2nd through 13th, as well as Timothy Zayas in 14th, coming down pit road. That's gonna leave only one driver out there. GT Hawkins yet to come down. Oh, Curtis still sitting on pit road. I believe he might have got caught for speeding here with a 54.8 second stop. Ouch. And here comes GT Hawkins. So David Weishart out of turn 2. All right, let's see. GT just now getting to his pit stall. David out of turn 4. And he will pass up GT for the lead, I do believe. Yes, he will get around GT Hawkins. So David up front. 23 of the 27 laps. Garrett D. Grant also going to get around GT Hawkins here. GT's got to use that access road and come back out onto the back stretch past the blue cone. Well, here they come. Mike Rominger, Jacob Manning, James Bickford. GT just got to hold them back. Unfortunately, Curtis Vollmer's in the mix here, but he's down a lap after that unfortunate pit issue. And I believe, like I said, he got caught for speeding coming down pit road. Now, right now, Curtis is looking for somebody to bring out a caution. He is looking for a self-spin or something. As long as he's not involved in it. Well, Jim Duda back out onto the racetrack with a 1:25 second stop. Looks like he was probably repairing some damage there. Now Blair going to get passed up by the 22 of Drew Blasteros. So everything cycled through. David up front, Garrett D. Grant in second. We got Samson Motorsports 1-2, GT Hawkins in third. Mike Rominger in that 4 spot. Going to be prime time. And Jacob Manning there in that 5th position. That is going to be JW Racing. Still getting used to the JW Racing guys. Think I would be used to it by now, but you know, some of the names still getting used to and everything. Looks like there, the last driver on the lead lap. All right, well, let's see. Let's look at the penalty chart. Making sure everybody did their P's and Q's down pit road, it looks like. You're only allowed 6 boxes, including your own. So 3 in, 3 out, including your own. Or you can go 2-4, you can go 5-1, whatever the case may be, but you're only allowed 6. So, yeah. If you do not obey that, you will get a black flag, I believe. You will have to come down, a drive-through penalty, come down pit road. Don't stop, but just come down. And track like Indianapolis, that would definitely hurt. Watching Mike here in 4th. Got a couple of lap cars right there with him. Gonna be Curtis and Duda. I'm sure if Mike was to keep his nose in, I'm sure they would probably let him go by. Curtis is the only driver 1 lap down. He's wanting a caution right now to get back on the lead lap. Oh, and with everybody kind of spread out. Don't see a whole lot going on. Now, if you came down lap 25, of course, you would probably want to come down lap 50. 25, 50, 75, and then ride it to 100. That would leave you a set. Of course, anything after 25 would leave you a set. It looks like somewhere between 25 and 27 laps, 28 laps is going to be your window. I got to say, though, good racing early on. Neck and neck, side by side. Now we're just getting a little bit more spread out, a bit of a gap between drivers. Not a whole lot to go on. Now, Indianapolis, though, I've still yet to, I mean, anything can happen. Somebody could get on the gas too soon, out of a turn, spin it, net code. Let's hope we don't see any of that, but could happen. Well, won't see no water bottles, though. That is not what we're gonna see. I mean, it could be virtual water bottles, I guess. Oh, Darren Bruce, we got a battle back here. Darren Bruce, 44 of Ryan Goodell. Boy, that was close. Michael Thwaites. David Elliott not too far behind him right there. A little bit of a skagaggle back here. Side by side. Oh, boy, that was close. Man. Jim Duda, 2 laps down. Let me check here. David Weishart. Not sure exactly. There's David. David is going to be coming out of turn 3, I do believe. All right, so he is coming out of 4 right now. Jim Duda is going into turn 4, and he is going to be coming out of 4. So, David Weishart up ahead of him. Blair Patterson, he does not want to go a lap down. I don't know if that damage affected him. But the leader, David Weishart, coming up fast, right there in first. Garrett D. Grant in second. GT and Garrett might be doing a little bit of a battle here pretty soon. GT 0.8 of a second behind Garrett Grant. Mike Rominger 3.3. Jacob Manning 1.6. Well, let's bring up the battle for position here and show you the gap between second and third here. That's about one of the closest we've got up front. Now, of course, we've got some close battles going on behind them around 9th here. We've got 8th and 9th, 9th and 10th. check on Blair. Let's get that battle for position off. And David's still coming. GT 6/10 now behind Garrett Grant. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put that battle for position back up here. We're going to get on GT. GT he's coming up on that 24. I don't think anybody has anything right now for David Weishart. All right, going back to season 16, last season, GT Hawkins, of course, coming away with the win. He is, of course, looking to go back-to-back, not only wins, but back-to-back at Indy from last season to this season. David Weishart, from what I'm looking here from the previous season, either he missed the race or he was not in the race here. Not entirely sure. I don't know if he raced last season. That was round 10, the last race of the regular season. ET, we had 23 drivers then. Vroom vroom. Nicholas Vroman started on pole last season. GT wins the race. GT did lead 45 of the 100 laps. So we're doing the same amount of laps tonight as we did the season previous. Average lap for GT was a 56.151. Chaz out there. What up, buddy? How you doing out there, Chaz? Glad to see you, man. You haven't already. If anybody hadn't already, please smash that like button here tonight. We would sure appreciate it here. MaxspeedTV Extreme Motorsports 99.com. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's go. Let's see if we can hit 10 likes here, 10, 15 likes here tonight for the end of the broadcast. Let's go ahead and share it. Get it out there. Facebook, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, MySpace, LinkedIn, whatever the case may be. Get it out there. Share it. Get some people out here watching. I know we're spread out here tonight, folks, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. But, you know, that's part of Indianapolis. That's just the way it goes here. Been doing this for, well, August, September. I think August when I joined, when I started. August will be 5 years. And, whoa, somebody, a little loosey-goosey back behind them. Let's check, see who that was. That might have been, that was Jacob Manning. Was that Jacob? That was Jacob Manning getting a little loosey-goosey there. Oh, good save by Manning. All right, I'm going to get that battle for position off of there. Bugging. Oh, Adam, right here. James Bickford, look at this, cracking the top 5. Boy, I don't know, David, you better watch it. Now James is 11.2 seconds behind you. But, oh man, I would definitely watch that 25 machine. I don't know who Reed Wilson is, but I gotta say, whatever Reed is doing for James Bickford, well, he's doing something right. Because, wow, he is on the move here this evening. He is kind of gunning now for Mike Rominger. That would be for fourth. Well, let's check on Mr. Paul Henley here. Paul got Bryce Sitzak behind him. Brian Wasserman right up ahead of him. I did just notice something. I know he's been running this paint for quite a while. It's not the green Dos Equis machine, but it's still Dos Equis. Got that blue Dos Equis out there on that 77, Brian Wasserman. I got a pick on him. I prefer the green one, but that is still a sharp-looking paint out there, Brian, as always. Paul Henley battling here with Bryce Sitzak. And Bryce gonna get around Mr. Paul Henley. Well, Paul gonna fall back to 14th. Let's see if Paul tries to make a move here. Back around Bryce Sitzak. Don't think he will. Blair Patterson did go a lap down, so he is technically the first driver one lap down here tonight. He is looking for a caution here, as long as he's not involved in it. Jerry Ballesteros will be the last one on the lead lap here this season. Now let's check on James Bickford here, 2.6. Now we're starting to see some separation between the top leaders here, really the top 8. So getting back here to Michael Thwaites, David Elliott, Darren Bruce. These drivers are still right here pretty much together. Got a little bit of a 3-packer right here. Be on Darren here. Oh, I do want to watch these 3 cars. We're just going to sit here and watch them for a minute. Kind of see what happens. We've got a couple of prime time guys. I think Darren is also a prime time guy. Not mistaken. No, Darren is GTM. Got GTM, Darren Bruce, and we've got prime time, Waits and Elliott. It doesn't look like really anything's happening between these 3 drivers. This is about the well, there's a group back here. Brian Wasserman, Bryce Sitzak, and Paul Henley. They're pretty much anywhere between 2 and 4/10 of a second between each other. So we got another 3-car pack right here that's kind of going at it. We got Manning, Fox, Bruce. No, we've got Fox, Bruce, Thwaites. Now David Elliott. Wait. Oh, this is like Alan Fox got around. We got Bruce, Thwaites, and Elliott right here. A bit further back, Ryan Goodell. I'll be getting it right in a minute. Got things changing. Then we got Ryan Wasserman, Bryce Sitzak, and Paul Henley right here together. Well, we are almost at that halfway mark here tonight. GT has closed the gap a little bit, down to about 1.5 seconds. Maybe he's kind of holding back a little bit. I don't know if you hold back still yet early. It takes freaking forever to get around this track, and the fall off is horrible after about, I would say 20 laps, 15, 20 laps. It's just horrible. The last lap for David Weishart was a 56.505. So we'll see what happens here on this lap. Now, GT's last lap was a 55.526. He is actually faster than our leader, David Weishart. That is why he's closing the gap. That's about a 2-lap difference on tires. GT, of course, stayed out, ran 2 more laps, and then came down. David trying to keep GT behind him. Garrett D. Grant right there in third. GT kind of in a Samson sandwich here. Not really, because of how separated they are, but technically GT in the middle of 2 Samson guys. Back here to Mike Rominger coming up on, I believe that is the 91 of Blair Patterson, and it is. But I've got to give kudos to that guy right here, Mr. James Bickford. All right, here we go. We got pit stops. We got Garrett D. Grant coming down. We got Blair coming down pit road. Here we go. Jacob Manning going to scream it down pit road. Ron Goodell says, I've had enough. He's coming down pit road. As well as Paul Henley. Paul's had enough. Coming down lap 50. That's about right. 25 laps or so, 25 to 27 laps. It's not going to be long before we're going to see David, GT, Mike, and the rest of this pack coming down. Watch David here. He last pitted 25 laps ago. So is he going to stay out 2 more extra laps? Or no, he is going to shoot it down pit road here. That's going to give the lead back up to GT. He's going to lead his 4th lap. We've got more drivers down. Rominger, Bickford down. Man, Bickford. Awesome run by Bickford. Alan Fox, old Foxy as I call him. He's down pit road. Who else? That is going to be Michael Waits, David Elliott, Bryce Sidisak, Brian Wasserman. All down pit road here. So pit road a little busy here tonight again. We are officially over that halfway mark. 51 laps, 50 laps to go. Going to be interesting to see how these drivers really hang on to it. What's GT got for David Weishart at such a big track? Well, GT's going to stay out again. Mike's going to be off and away. Let's see, is there anybody else? And down pit road here. Let's see here. Yep, Timothy Zayas. Justin Rideout. Like Brian going to be off and away. Curtis coming down to this long front stretch pit road here. He is down. Here comes Darren Bruce, also down. DB, as I like to call Darren. Well, GT now coming down pit road. Aaron Bruce in his pit stall. He is going to be off and away. And I am checking to see if anybody's taken 2. It looks like everybody took 4. Kim Duda now down pit road as well. PT coming down. And he's got to go all the way down to that second pit stop. David Weishart out of turn number 4. David hasn't got around GT yet. There he goes. Back up front, David Weishart. How far ahead can David get ahead of GT? And can Garrett B. Grant get around GT? And it looks like Garrett D. Grant will get around GT, but GT is flying 170 miles an hour already. He is already back up to speed at 186, I believe that was. We'll see what a GT, if he's able to get around a Garrett D. Grant after the cycle again. David Weishart up front, Garrett D. Grant in second, GT third, Mike Rominger in fourth, James Bickford fifth, Jacob Manning in sixth, Alan Fox in seventh, Michael Plates in eighth, David Elliott ninth, and Ryan Goodell is going to round out the top 10 here this evening. 54 of 100. I'm not really worried about David at the moment. Now GT did get around Garrett D. Grant, so GT is back up to second. Now does he have anything for David? Mike Rominger there in fourth. James Bickford in fifth. Man, what a run by James, man. This is amazing. Let's check it out. Timothy Zayas, last car on the lead lap. But right now he's looking to go a lap down as the leader of David Weishart is right there. Let's see what Timothy does. Is he going to let David get around him? Is he just going to let him go? Is he going to fight him off? What is that number 2 going to do? On the back stretch down into turn 3. I think if David gets the nose in there, I think Timothy will probably let him go. And there goes David. Well, that didn't take but a second. Made the pass before he exited turn 4. That's going to put Timothy a lap down. First driver a lap down. Drew Ballesteros now last driver on the lead lap. Now let's check it out. Where's the battles at? Not seeing any. To be honest with you, just like Iowa, you can fill this track up and make it a big swimming pool. It would be a big swimming pool. Make it a lake. I personally don't like Indianapolis. I like racing on it. I just don't. Yeah. Way drivers get spread out here, not a whole lot to talk about. And we can, of course, check that penalty chart here and see if we had any violations. Does not look like it. On Indy, correct? Yeah. All right. I am on Indy. Well, I am entirely sure. It looks like next week, before the 1 week break for the 4th of July, we are going to be at the Monster Mile of Dover. It's going to be week 9, and after week 9, one more race before we finalize the top 12. Watching Alan Fox, Jacob Manning right up ahead of him. This is going to be for 6th here. Like Waits has got some company as well with David Elliott. A couple of teammates here together. Jacob Manning trying to hang on here. Started 5th, in 6th. Allen started 7th, or started 10th, excuse me. Currently running in that 7th spot. Michael Waite started 9th and 8th. David Elliott started 11th. Up 2 positions in 9th. Laps 60. GT 3 seconds back. Andy Grant 3 seconds behind GT. Mike Rominger 3.6, 3.5 now behind Garrett D. Grant. So James Bickford 0.6 of a second behind Mike. I wonder if James is going to try to go for that 4th spot. They are going to have to pit at least one more time. And it could come down to fuel. It really could. We're seeing Jacob Manning passed up here by Alan Fox. Well, not yet. '73 has yet to complete it. Hill. Little bit of a gap there between Allen and Jacob. Jacob still putting that pressure down into 1. I don't know if you're still out there, Chaz, but no, GTM trying to do their thing again tonight, but I don't know if GT, well, he's coming. He does have David in his sights. He's down to 1.7 now. Just, is he burning his stuff up to get up to David? Even though we're gonna have one more pit stop, you know, they can't make it. They're gonna have to come down. 2 lap difference between David and GT. Cut it down now to 1.2. Like Jacob falling back a little bit to Alan Fox. Got David Elliott, Michael Thwaites right up ahead of him. Everybody kind of situated, spread out here. Now Paul Henley's got some company behind him. Got Bryce Sidisak, Ryan Wasserman. Like Ryan a little bit far back there, not too far, but not up there to battle it up as we see Bryce Sidisak go to the inside of Paul Henley. Paul started 19th,
currently running in 13th. Here comes Brian. My little four-legged rag ruts, they got to put in their 2 cents in sometimes. You guys can probably hear them in the background. Paul Henley back to 14th. Hey, what a good run by Paul, though. Brian Wasserman up a couple of spots here. They're in 13th. Coming around Claire Patterson here. Lap car. Still watching. Bryce, Brian, Paul. A little bit further back at about, well, a lot further back. About 15, a little over 15 and a half seconds. Drew Ballesteros started third, and he's found himself back in 15th here. Last driver on the lead lap here tonight. Lap 65. We're going to be coming up on some more pit stops here in about 10 laps or so. Well, Brendan, I'm trying, but it's still there, but it's not as bad as it was. David Weishart under a second now. He's running him down. GT is up front. Must have missed it. I missed the pass. Must have been in the back. Sorry about that. But GT is up front. Ran down David Weishart. So David is back to second. David Weishart has led 58 laps. That cannot be broken, I don't believe. I believe David Weishart is going to come out of here with the most laps led. Jacob Bell out there in chat. Well, Jacob, go ahead and take a look at that since you said that, bud. Nope, we have not. No cautions for no laps. 34 laps to go. 5 lead changes, and that's happened mostly under green flag pit stops. Of course, he did have a lead change here again between GT and David. So I really didn't think we would have any, if maybe one caution, as we see the 33 get a little loose there. So yeah, no cautions here tonight. Knock on wood. Let's hope we don't have any. Looks like David Weishart getting a little squirrely there. David has been out here at about 17 laps. That's usually where it starts to get a little loose. GT now starting to pull away a little bit. 2.2 seconds ahead of David. Lap number 69 here tonight. 69 of 100. All right, let's get back here to Mike Rominger.
James Bickford making the pass over Mike. James into that 4th spot from 18th. Field here. A little bit. Justin Rideout started dead last in 20th. Standby driver. Could not qualify. Up a couple of spots in 18th here this evening. Oh. David now losing ground over GT. Now I wonder what the strategy call is going to be. You know you can only go 27, 28 laps roughly. I put 27 to 35. Maybe they can go longer. I don't know. Maybe they was just splitting it to 25 laps. I see Jacob Bell out there in chat though. Jacob, I don't know. I mean, 27 to 35 laps or what? You're an owner, so you would know. I mean, how far can you actually go here at Indy? 75% fuel. You're going to burn up roughly, I would say, a gallon to 2 gallons, maybe 2.5 gallons a lap. If that. I mean, I don't know. Looks like Darren Bruce might be under some fire here with Ryan Goodell. And that would be a lap car there in the 53 of Jim Duda. Jim 2 laps down. James Bickford. Mike Rominger, though, still keeping that pressure on that 25. Mike in the 9. David Elliott. Jacob Manning right up ahead of him. Watch this battle here. Presumably a battle between Manning and Elliott. Oh, Jacob looks like he's a little loose. Oh, 16 watching. 8 likes here. Too shy from that 10 like mark. Can we hit it, folks? Bash it. Jacob and David still right here together. Michael Thwaites coming up on them. And there we go, a battle between Manning and Elliott. I seen that coming. David making the pass up to 7th from 11th. Four spots. GT right now running away 4.5 seconds ahead of David. I am still wondering when they are going to come down pit road. 75 to 77 laps. 75 to 80 laps here. Or lap 75 to lap 80, I should say. And Drew Ballesteros is coming down. There's one. And here comes another. That's Garrett D. Grant coming down pit road. Jacob Manning. Oh! Sideways at the entrance of pit road. Good save. But it cost him. We'll see. Ryan Goodell, Paul Henley down. Blair coming down. Like David Weishart coming down. James Bickford down pit road. Mike Rominger down pit road. Like Alan Fox, he's had enough. He's coming down. David Elliott, Michael Thwaites, they are down pit road. GT out front. Then is GT coming down. Garrett D. Grant as pitted. He is on the lead lap still. He is 52 seconds though behind the leader. And the leader, however, right behind him. Still out there. Darren Bruce. They're in second. David Weishart, it looks like, gonna come out third. Garrett D. Grant in fourth. Mike Rominger lap down in fifth. The leader, GT, right up ahead of him. I believe Mike is going to get his lap back here. GT is definitely going to have to come down. Darren Bruce is down pit road this time, as well as Timothy Zayas, Curtis Vollmer, and Justin Rideout. And it looks like GT is coming down pit road as we speak. Gonna give the lead, if he can get back around the track, the 33 of David Weishart. Did GT time it right? GT in his pit stall. David coming out of turn number 4 right now. GT. Back out onto the racetrack. David not too far behind him. Oh. Let's see here what happens. David Weishart, GT back out onto the racetrack. They are side by side for the lead. And a 2-lap difference again between David Weishart and GT Hawkins. I don't know. Can David hold back GT? Bull David getting loose. GT looking to the outside. David's gonna go up high, down into turn 1. This is a battle for that top spot, the lead. Next time by, lap 80, 33, still getting loose. Looks like the 33 gonna go way low. That's gonna open the door up side by side for the 14 on the outside. Down into turn number 3, I believe that is. Oh, really close between the 33 and the 14. Now the 14 of GT is down low. Out of turn number 4, David still gonna hang on to it. Who's gonna lead it at the stripe? I believe that's gonna be David Weishart. Yes. 60 laps under his belt. GT 19. Next time by, white flag. Or not white flag. 20 to go. Yeah, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. 20 to go. We'll be in the air. And these two battling it up door to door. Ooh, out of 3 through the short chute into 4. Out of 4, GT back to the inside. GT has got the lead. He's going to lead his 20th lap here. And they are going to be coming up on Drew Lesteros in that 22. Currently running in 13th after starting 3rd. Not the way Drew wanted it. Drew's just going to go low. He's going to let these guys race it out. But Drew Ballesteros in that 22. Part of JW Racing. So that's going to put GT up front. Black car right there between GT and David Weishart. There are 20 to go this time by 19 to go here, folks. 19 to go. LGT up front. David, they're in second. Did get around the 22. Look, Drew. Let's take a look here. David Elliott, Alan Fox, and everybody now pretty much, spread out here. Had a feeling this was gonna happen. Jeremy Knapp in chat. How you doing, Jeremy? All right, we hit that 10 like mark here tonight. We got 17 watching. Watching the 09 of Bryce Sitisak and Brian Wasserman in the 77. That was really the only battle going on. Everybody between 1.2 to 10 seconds. 17 to go. About the only battle that is going on right now. Well, it's there. It's a little better, but it's still there. I can still feel it. Oh, Brian getting a little loose. We got 16 to go. 9:24 Central, 10:24 Eastern time. Right, set us at right there. Still right up ahead of Brian Wasserman. Just not a whole lot really going on, folks. Really, Alan Fox, David Elliott. I mean, you could have a battle between these two, but I think right now they're pretty much comfortable where they're at. Don't see David really pushing it. He's still keeping up the speed, but he is not pushing it. James Bickford, 18th to 5th, top 5 right now for him. Now, he is 8/10 of a second, 7/10 now behind Mike Rominger. Can James still a 4th spot here from Mike? See James coming around the 22 of a Dribblesteros, or trying to get around Drew. There he goes. James 8/10 of a second back from Mike. $13 to go. David Elliott, Alan Fox. Got Brian Wasserman, Bryce Sidisak. These two. Got the other two drivers there neck and neck. You got these two. And get back here to Timothy Zayas. 1 lap down, and Curtis Palmer. That is a battle for position with the lap cars. 1 lap down. That is a battle for 15th. We got a couple of battles going on, but that's really about it, folks. GT 4.7 seconds. They're coming around. That is going to be Justin Rideout. Yeah, Justin Rideout. He's going to go another lap down, this time by 11 laps to go, folks.
David, 4.8 seconds back behind GT. Garrett D. Grant, 8.3 behind David. 13.2 behind the leader. Mike Rominger in fourth. 1.1 behind Garrett. 14.5 behind the leader. James Bickford in fifth. About 8/10 still back behind Mike. And 15.4 seconds behind our leader, rounding out the top five. With coming to 10 to go. That time by 10 laps remain. They're putting in at about 55 seconds roughly. GT pretty quick out there on the racetrack here tonight. Timed it perfectly, and he has never looked back. David, our pole sitter, right there in second. I think right now David just wanted to hang on to it. Garrett D. Grant, Samson Motorsports again in third. Started sixth. I believe 10 to go if we don't have a caution. Knock on wood, let's hope we don't. I believe this is the way it's probably gonna stand here. Unless David's holding back something. I don't know if he is. 5.2 seconds now. Did not grab the pole out here tonight, but he is looking to go back to back. Nine laps. Next time by will be 8. Not really a whole lot going on, folks. So, Bryce Sitasak, Brian Goodell might have a battle between these two, and Brian Wasserman coming upon a lap car. I believe that is the 2 of Timothy Zayas. Brian's going to get around him safely. Get up here to James Bickford. Kind of caught that 9 of Mike Rominger now. Well, not really caught him, but still down to about 8/10 of a second. See Mike Rominger. See James Bickford coming around the 91. Blair Patterson. And, oh, that was close. I know James Bickford would love a top 5, top 4 finish here tonight. James, of course, coming into tonight 5th in the point standings, 7 points behind David Weishart, and 67 points behind our leader, GT Hawkins, of course, in the point standings, and our leader here right now. Well, we got 18 watching, 11 likes, 4 shy away from 15 likes. Guys smashed the 10 like mark we were shooting for, and we go ahead and make it 15 here. Up 6 laps to go. Next time by 5 to go. 20 more turns for GT Hawkins when he takes 5 to go.
Mike Rominger, James now 2/10 of a second behind Mike. We're going to go ahead and watch this too, because Mike is 6/10 of a second behind Garrett D. Grant for that third spot. We'll go ahead and kind of stay on third, fourth, and fifth here. David Elliott, also Alan Fox, 2/10. Clean separates them two, but let's get back up here to Mike, Garrett, and James. Now James falling back to now 4/10 of a second. Looks like these drivers now trying to stop the draft. Him snaking a little bit. Four to go for GT. And Mike hit around Garrett D. Grant for third and podium. Garrett going way low. Mike onto the outside, side by side. It looks like Mike is going to be taking that. James Bickford also getting around Garrett D. Grant. That's only a 1 lap difference between Mike, James, and Garrett. Mike and James on the same tire window. Garrett, 1 lap difference. Mike up to third. James in fourth. 3 laps to go here tonight. And Mike, hold off. James Bickford, 18th to 4th. Wow. Two laps. Next time by, white flag in the air. And it looks like James trying to stay in the draft of that number 9. That's still going to keep Garrett D. Grant really close, 6/10 of a second back. I just don't know if James Bickford has enough to get around that 9. Does he have one more push? GT comes out of turn 4. Gonna cross the stripe here tonight. White flag in the air, 1 to go. G.P. Hawkins started on the outside in second. Worked his way up, leading 39 laps. Coming into turn number 4. And out of 4. G.T. Hawkins. He's gonna go back to back again, and his 5th win on the season. David Weishart 2nd. Mike Rominger In third, James Bickford. In fourth, awesome run by James. Garrett D. Grant gonna round out the top 5. Let's go ahead, step away here tonight, folks. We're gonna get the top 3 up here tonight, but a huge shout out to James Bickford out there. 18th to 4th, drove his heart out with the help of course, his spotter, Reed Wilson. Awesome job by James. Hang tight, folks. We'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, we're back live here on Max Speed TV. Was watching GT there burn it up. We're going to start here with our third place finisher here tonight, Mike Rominger. Mike, man, what an awesome race out there here tonight, bud. You had a pretty quick driver right there behind you, and James Bickford, man, he was coming all the way back from 18th. But, man, let's talk about the race here before we get to James, because, 100 laps, green flag, you had those pit stops, man. Talk about it, the strategy here tonight.
Well, go as far as I can on the tank of fuel.
Well,
that's about it.
That was about it. Yeah, so it pretty much came down to fuel.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, them guys in front of me just got out to such a lead, and they could get out far enough. They was probably saving gas, but I was, to the metal all the time throughout each run. So, yeah, it was, manage your fuel.
Oh, this the last stint of the race, you had James Bickford coming all the way back from 18th, man. James was right there. What was you thinking, seeing him right there with you, following every move you made?
Well, he got past me the run before, and I thought, well, maybe I'll beat him out of pit road and get a gap on him, and that's what I did, and had a good enough cushion to hold him off there.
Well, you did what you had to do, bud. Well, we go to one of my favorite short tracks. It's the Monster Mile. It's a very fast mile track. You know Dover very well next week, bud, for round number 9. How do you feel about it?
I feel good about it. I've won there before, so I like the concrete.
Concrete, not asphalt, man. That's going to chew up those tires.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it will. Mike, bud, Primetime Motorsports number 9. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate, bud? Third place?
Yeah, I want to thank all my teammates down in Primetime and you guys up in the booth, and Rick for putting on the league, and the sponsors and all that. So, yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, let's get to it, bud. Go celebrate third, man.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, that is going to bring us here to David Weishart. And David was in the middle of conversation there. Sorry, David.
Yeah. No,
as usual, bring you up in mid-conversation. You know how that goes.
Man, talk about it tonight. It really came down to the end of the race here between you and GT, bud. I think it came down to pit strategy and pit stops. I had it at 27 to 35 laps, and I think GT went about 27, 28 laps, but you guys were cutting it at about a quarter each. So, man, that was close. Man, talk about it.
Yeah, that 25 laps I could go on a run was the most I could go. The
Wow.
first run I could only go 24, and that was absolute max. I was almost out of fuel when I came down pit road, and I knew it was going to be hard. The rest of the race we were going to have to save because we didn't really know our fuel numbers going into the race, so we were just like, well, we'll just go off of the first run, and we only made it 24 laps, and I was like, well, we can't force stop it because that's not going to be the right strategy. So I came out on that second run and was just clutching it going into 1 and 3 every lap. And I was clutching at the start finish line.
Oh, wow.
Just to save, and it only saved me. And I did that the whole run, and it only saved me a lap. And I hit the wall in the second run, and that killed the straightaway speed of my car. I had nothing left. It was so hard to save fuel after that, just because you have to use more fuel to keep up the pace. So I mean that was pretty much that there, you know. And then the third run when GT got around me, I was just saving. I had to save fuel. You know, I couldn't risk battling him too hard and then running out of gas because it would have been all for nothing. So
yeah,
there that, and then we battled for a little bit after the last pit stop, and then once he was gone, it was just basically making sure I made it to the end.
Well, you salvaged a top 3 here, second place. You know, from pole to second. I know that's not what you wanted to do, but hey, you can't ask for anything better other than one position, pending the circumstances, with the fuel. Doesn't seem like, was tires an issue? I seen after about 15 laps, it looked like it got a little squirrely out there for you guys.
Yeah, it was loose the whole run. The tires got worse as the run went on. Really, the main thing, the back was loose the whole run, and then as the run would go on, if you pushed too hard, you lost the right front.
Oof.
Which is really easy to do when you're clutching it. When you're clutching it and saving fuel, it's easy to carry too much speed into the corner and burn your right front up. And I did that the last 2 runs, burnt the right front up trying to save it. So save fuel. So I mean, it is what it is. It stings. It stings. I thought I had a good chance at winning, and once I realized it was going to be a fuel mileage race, I knew the chances of winning went down. It's not my strength. So oh well, ran good. 0x, second place. Like you said, can't ask for much more than one position.
Oh yeah, definitely got some bonus points coming your way as well. You are going to lead, I believe, the most laps here tonight as well too. So you got that going for you as well. So, but Indianapolis done, over with. I hate this track. They could fill it up like I make it a big swimming pool to me. But we go to, I would have to say one of my favorite tracks here. It makes for some awesome racing. I believe it's Dover, the Monster Mile next week for round 9 before the break for Independence Day and week. What do you think about Dover, man? Do you have something for GT?
Ain't nobody got anything for GT right now. he's on a Kyle Larson-esque run. So, but as far as Dover goes, it's hit and miss for me. Just depends on the setup. If it's a looser setup, I'll probably do pretty well there. If it's a tight setup, I probably won't. If I can come out there with a top 5, it'll be good. So it just all depends on the setup for me.
All right, so shooting for a top 5, but hoping for a win. I get it.
Always hoping for a win.
Always. All right, David. Well, awesome job out here tonight. Salvaged the top 3, second, bud. Final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate.
Sponsoring the series, Rick Donathan, doing everything he does for the league, putting us on. Got to thank Russ Anderson at Northern Capital for sponsoring the team here at Samson Motorsports. Thank everybody at Samson Motorsports and y'all for broadcasting and everything you do. So, yep. And ready to get on it next week. Ready to get on it tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back at it tomorrow. So, all righty, buddy. We're going to see you tomorrow night, right?
Oh, yeah, I'll be here.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow night, man.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Yep, you too. All right. Well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. I don't think he needs an introduction, but I guess we'll go ahead and give him one anyway.
GT Hawkins, bud, your second time going back to back this season. Of course, this March, your 5th win on the season, bud. Just the winning percentage for you here in the Xfinity Series. It's not without a fight for sure and strategy, but man, talk about it. You got around David, you're battling there, pit strategy, green flag, man, my chores, you know it.
Yeah, I came into the race thinking I was gonna have to save a lot just to be careful. And it's really hard when you're running second and I'm watching David just walk away from me and I'm like, I don't want to save, I want to go. And in retrospect, with how much I had saved, I don't think I really needed to save quite as hard. I think I could have went at my normal pace about 25 laps. And that just kind of worked into my favor because I wasn't as fast as David. He was much quicker than me, just flat out. So, but that kind of worked against him in the sense that, you know, he had to dial that back a bit. So, you know, it was pit strategy and fuel saving and I mean, if I could do it over again, I'd probably just run about as hard as I could for the whole race, just so I don't have to mess with anything and worry about that. But ended up working out in the end. There's a lot of nervous moments there, and I had to run hard the last run to get around David, and I at least got a nice little battle with him there. I had fun. So really proud of the team and how we worked hard and worked together tonight. And couldn't have done it without those guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it really came down to strategy. You were going at about 26, 27 laps. I mean, was you saving to go that many? I'm hearing 24, 25 was about it.
Yeah, I mean, in practice, I was like running 24 and a half average in my run. So I was like, well, I need to save. But I never got a chance in practice to run a full run, so I didn't know exactly how far I could go. And then after the first run, I was like, well, I saved, so I went a couple extra laps, and I'm like, that's why. But I didn't know how much I needed to save to get an extra lap or two, if that makes sense. So I had to, like, near the end of the race, I was like, the second to last run, I ran as hard as I could because I was like, I'd already saved a couple laps. I knew I could go as hard as I could. And I still went 25 laps. So I was like, okay, well, that's why in hindsight, I was like, well, I probably could have just drove that way the whole race and probably would have been a little bit closer in the early stages. But at the end of the day, it didn't really matter and everything worked out my way and got the win.
Oh, yeah, and man, it worked out for you for sure. Of course, Indianapolis is going to be over with here for round number 8. Round 9, we go to the Monster Mile of Dover. Of course, one of my favorite tracks. Talk about it because that's concrete. It's not asphalt. That track is going to eat up tires. I think tires are going to be the biggest issue next week. Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I love any track where there's significant fall off. And I love Dover, and I think that's probably the consensus amongst everyone in the league and most people on iRacing that run NASCAR cars. Everyone seems to love Dover, so it makes for a really good race. Everyone's competitive. It most definitely will be a good one, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Well, looking at some stats here, GT, I'm going to kind of give you the rundown. You got a win percentage here in the Xfinity Series of 62.5%, over 52%, over 50% win percentage. Poles, you know, a little low, but hey, still pretty high, 37.5. Your average start is about 6.5, 6.7. Your lowest start is 19th. Your lowest finish is 3rd. So, I mean, you can't ask for anything better. We've still got 2 more races in the regular season.
Yeah. I love the Xfinity car. It's my favorite. Setup was great tonight. I love these kind of the open setups. They drive a little more free, so you got to kind of get up on the wheel a little bit more. But if I'm looking at this right, I should have I think I've tied David for most wins on the oval side of Extreme.
I will have to throughout the week look at that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm proud of that. Like I said, once I started in this league, I was chasing him in the truck series, and I was awful, and just picked up little things here or there. I learned how to drive in this league, so.
Oh man. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, everything I know about sim racing came from chasing guys like David Weishart. So I'm proud to be a part of what we do, and that's just cool to me. So I'm excited.
I guess I'm gonna have to pick you every race from now on. I mean, we could always throw that in there. You know what happens when I pick a driver, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that. I wouldn't pick me tomorrow, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, tomorrow night, Rigmo Tech right here, back at it at Indy, bud. So, going back to back here. Same track, different car. I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow night, so we'll definitely see you there. Man, final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate another victory, and, of course, back-to-back again, bud. Mike's yours.
Yeah, of course. Got to thank my teammates, GT Motorsports. Brendan called an excellent race tonight. He's the reason I won, so got to thank him. Really proud of him and his effort. Butt Kicker, D-Dub Button Boxes, Extreme Motorsports, all of our admins, Scott, Jake, doing an awesome job.
Yep.
You guys, Max Speed.
Easy job.
Yeah, we did our best. And you guys, Max Speed TV, all my friends, family out there watching, thank you.
Alrighty, GT, we'll appreciate you, man. We'll see you tomorrow night, and I'm probably gonna have to pick you tomorrow night. Now, just because of what I seen tonight. So, but man, awesome job this season here in the Xfinity, bud. It ain't over, but awesome job again, bud.
Yeah, certainly is not over. We're resetting here in a couple weeks, so that's when we got to get down to it.
Yes, exactly. Points reset after round 10, going into round 1 of the chase. So, but I'm not going to keep you any longer, man. Go celebrate the victory here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night, bud.
Have a good night, Josh. Thank you.
You too, man. All right, well, that was GT Hawkins. Of course, the points already have been updated, so it is actually official with the point standings. I don't see anything I need to go over, so we have the official points. Let's go down with the official results here tonight. Of course, pinning any penalty points and all that stuff, but that is beside the point. GT Hawkins grabbing the win here tonight. What an awesome run by GT. David salvaging that second spot here. I know 1 point. I know he wanted one place more, but David, awesome job, bud. Mike Rominger there in third, and I gotta say, that number 25 machine again, James Bickford, coming from 18th, grabbing a top 5 here, took it one position at a time, and he had one heck of a spotter out there in Reed Wilson. Man, I don't know what you did, Reed, but man, top 5 for James Bickford there in that 4th position. Garrett D. Grant, top 5 for him in 5th. Alan Fox there in 6th. David Elliott 7th. Michael Thwaites in 8th. Bryce Sitasaka in 9th. And Ryan Goodell in 10th. Brian Wasserman in 11th. Paul Henley there in 12th. Jacob Manning 13th. Drew Ballesteros 14th. Curtis Vollmer 15th, Timothy Zayas 16th, Justin Rideout 17th, Darren Bruce in 18th, Blair Daddy Patterson 19th, and Jim Duda gonna round it out here tonight in 20th. But again, congratulations goes to our winner here tonight, GT Hawkins, back-to-back for him. Of course, tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, right here on Max Speed TV. With myself, Joshua Medlock, and James Shane Wolf will be joining us again tomorrow night. Going to be calling the action for you all here. So stay tuned for that. The Rickmo Tech Cup Series at Indy. Man, we'll see what happens tomorrow night. I think draft tomorrow is going to be a bigger issue tomorrow night. We'll just have to wait and see. But until then, thank you all. Stay safe and have a good night.